of a presentation I made to the Board of Directors of Humboldt General Hospital on October 22nd, 2015. This part will discuss inter-industry or input-output analysis and also discuss the economic impacts of Humboldt General Hospital as to the economic activity, employment, and labor income of Humboldt General Hospital operations, but also construction activities. Labor income definition is the employee compensation plus proprietor income generated in the local economy by HGH or Humboldt General Hospital. This second PowerPoint slide shows the direct economic activities of Humboldt General within and on the Humboldt County economy. The operations data was collected by Jim Parrish, the CEO of Humboldt General Hospital, and the personnel at Humboldt General Hospital, which we would like to thank for their time in collecting this data. And the construction data came with assistance from Mike Shepard of Michael Clay Corporation, which assisted us in obtaining information for phase 3, 4, and 5 of these three different construction activities. What we had to do is we're deriving the economic impacts that occur in Humboldt County from Humboldt County activity. So if something was purchased outside of Humboldt County, that was not considered part of it. It's those purchases locally. And so from this, what we have from the people is that $24.3 million of direct operations were purchased in Humboldt General Hospital in Humboldt County, 248 employees, a labor income of $12.8 million. Now we should be cognizant of this, that for many rural areas, especially in Nevada, the health sector, and more specifically the hospital, is the high-tech sector of that community's economy. It also provides high incomes with also benefits. It's a big sector that's often neglected. The construction activities were about $9.8 million with about 47.7 employees and with labor income of about $1.2 million. With construction activities, especially in rural Nevada, they're impacted by activities going on in metropolitan areas. With the occurrence of Tesla and some other activities, especially in Washoe County, construction activities have been very active in Washoe County. This makes it hard for people to get construction activities and inputs from urban areas to rural areas. In 2008, when the Great Recession hit and the housing bust occurred, a lot of construction occurred in Humboldt and Elko County because the metropolitans were having such a recession. It's kind of reversed now. But anyway, these are the two major factors that we have. Now this is a little PowerPoint that shows the interaction of local economy, what the input-output model does. It shows how economies are linked together. Basic industries are something like what the hospitals. Hospitals bring dollars into the local economy when people, these are products, but people who are needing surgery will come to the hospital. They bring dollars. Inputs are dollars flowing out if you purchase medical supplies, those kinds of things. So if we can, what's called import substitution, make that bigger, you'll have more economic activity. Also, Humboldt General, by having more different services, can keep local people local in these dollars. If, like the households, if they have to go outside to go and get their services, they leave the local economy, and therefore they lose dollars. Here's the labor. These are nurses and doctors that work in the local economy, that work in Humboldt General Hospital. They bring dollars, and therefore they'll generate by buying goods and services locally. Dollars they'll generate. If they have to go buy services outside, those dollars will leave, and what they have to do is get those services. Now, these services also are inputs that go to the hospital. Hospital has dollars, so we go back and forth here. If the hospital has to buy services outside, of course, this is where we have what we call leakage in the system. Input-output drives this interaction, and the interaction is direct, which is the initial, Indirect is when there's activity between the business sector, the basic industries and the service industries, those by and back and forth. Induced are the activities of the household sector. They give money for households to do expenditures, and when households buy goods and services, go to a restaurant, buy insurance, go to the doctor, do other things, they cause activity. So that's induced effects, indirect and induced, and we'll be talking about those later. And when we talk about them, here they are. The economic activity, employment, and labor income impacts of operations from Humboldt General Hospital within the Humboldt County economy. As you see, they had a direct impact of about $24.3 million. With the industry linkage, you had an extra $5 million, which means Humboldt County had a total economic activity of about $29.3 million. That's a pretty big economic sector, and it's even getting stronger as Humboldt County gets more and more services. This is a sector that's often overlooked. It is general big to the general economy of Humboldt County. Operations, 248 people, indirectly and directly by those leakages and linkages of the other sectors, about 42 extra employees, or about 289, or rounded off 290 employees, total employment directly related to Humboldt General Hospital. A very significant sector. But also what's nice, this is a high-paying sector. They have labor income of about $12.8 million, with the linkages of $2.1 million. You have $14.9 million, I'm rounding off, of total labor income generated by the activity of Humboldt General Hospital. Now, as Humboldt General Hospital and as the economy grows, you get bigger linkages within the hospital. You can see that. Importantly, by Humboldt General Hospital having more services such as renal services, other services they're developing, they're keeping those dollars local that would go someplace like Reno. You keep them there, helps the economy grow. Now this one is a PowerPoint that shows the distribution. Not only is there total economic impacts, but it's distributed between the sectors. It's kind of interesting. Not only does the healthcare sector, which is hospitals, impacted with the 24.3 million. Indirect is that linkage between activities between businesses and households. As you see, the accommodations, which is casinos and food services, restaurants, about almost $600,000 of additional economic activity is caused by the linkages between the local hospital. And real estate, but retail trade, almost another $500 million, $500,000, is from retail trade. This is showing the linkages up and down of the hospital to the different sectors. They are linked, and they have economic activities, and it is important to these. If you didn't have this hospital sector, you'd lose it. As the hospital sector grows and becomes more accommodating to more future demands, you will see these linkages even get greater. So it's a very important sector. Now, not only do the economic sectors from the operation have impacts, the activities of Humboldt General in phase 3 and 4 construction have impacts to the local economy. We are able to estimate within Humboldt about $9.7 million occurred locally. Total secondary about 1.2, or of about of the construction activities had a total economic impact of about $11 million. Still a pretty substantial sector. 47 employees, 7.8. In other words, a total employment impact of 55 employees in Humboldt County from construction activities. Labor income of about $760,000 had a total economic about $1.2 million. Again, very big impact. And so not only do the operations have an impact, the construction activities have an impact. And these construction activities also will lead to future economic development because of the nature of services they provide. So in services, in summary, what did we show? Business and industries locate in areas that have high quality medical care and education. So if you have high quality medical care, you are going to be more advantageous in locating businesses into Humboldt County. Retirees, which is a growing segment. It's the baby boomers retiring. It's a boring trend, but it's there. We'll locate in areas that have health care and law enforcement. They like safety and health care. So you can get comprehensive health care. you're going to locate there. The healthcare sector is a growing sector and will continue to generate more jobs. I hope we've seen that in part one. Yes, as the economy grows and as people become more aged and as their personal income increase, people spend more and more money on healthcare and in hospitals and, other things such as gyms, such as therapists, occupational therapists, and those kinds. Healthcare generally pays above average, yes, salaries and wages with benefits. It is usually the high-tech sector of many rural economies. Local leaders, I guess this is the last one, I'll back up a little bit. This is the main theme of this whole activity. Local leaders must continue to support Humboldt General Hospital to ensure development of the economic growth and opportunities in Humboldt County. If you have sorry health care, you're going to have potential problems in getting local entities, local businesses, and elderly to grow. It's essential for you. Synopsis: Humboldt General Hospital is more than clinics, hospitals. Of the 99 economic sectors we have from Implant, Humboldt County General is 10th largest in employment, 14th largest in value of output, and 8th largest in labor income. It's an important sector. Humboldt County operations and phase 3, 4, and 5 construction directly impact their direct expenditures, or about $35 million in economic activity for Humboldt County, about 96 jobs, and salaries of $13.5 million. When you consider and include the multiplier effects, Humboldt General Hospital's total economic impacts on Humboldt County are about $40 million. $40 million, pretty big for a Humboldt County. 345 jobs and $16 million in salaries. Again, it's a high-tech sector. It's a big segment of the local economy, not only now, but also in the future. Now, this is part of a national extension project called Rural Health Works, and here's the web address if you would like to look at it. I work with Gerald Dukeson. I graduated from Oklahoma State, and I worked with Gerald. He has led a national extension program called Rural Health Works. This is www.ruralhealthworks.org. These things that the program does, we do economic impacts, which we've done. John Packham and I have done community health needs assessment as well as rural health needs assessment for rural counties. Kind of look at what your rural health is going on right now. Economic impacts have been in hospitals and also the healthcare sector in total, doctors, physicians, pharmacists. I've also done rural health service feasibility studies, renal hospitals, expansion of areas to incorporate elderly operations, those kinds of things. We have done feasibility studies for Humboldt General and other studies. So this is a whole segment here that Extension does, and we'd be happy to help you, both John Packham and myself. Additional information, additional Nevada studies on healthcare are available through Nevada Rural Health Works program, which is the one I lead, and also John Packham. The program covers all 17 counties, so we've done studies in both rural and urban. The review, if you want to look at past studies by Nevada, this is the web address to go look at it, or you can contact me or John Packham. We can contact and we'll give you some information. Contacts, if you have any contacts, you can call me. My name is Tom Harris. I'm a professor in the Department of Economics, and I'm also a state extension specialist, and I'm also director of the University Center for Economic Development. This is my phone number, 775-784-1681, and my email is harris@unr.edu. I work a lot with John Packham, the Director of Health Policy Research, Office of Statewide Initiatives with the University of Nevada School of Medicine. John's phone number is 775-784-1235. J. Packman at medicine.nevada.edu. John has done a lot of studies in rural Nevada for rural health. We've worked together on programs, and we've both enjoyed doing this for the state. And so that concludes the presentation that we made at Humboldt General Hospital, and I think it was very well received. Humboldt General has used it for some other areas, talking to the county commissioners. But the main thing we wanted to show is that often not recognized is that your healthcare sector and your hospital are a very essential part of current economic activity and any kind of potential economic growth. and we would be glad to talk to you if we have any questions about your local health sector. And this concludes this presentation. I appreciate the time that you listened, and I hope you learned something from it. Thank you.